Timmy James Show. The Timmy James Show. The Timmy James Show. Yeah. 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 Come on. Yeah. Don't fuck with me. Yeah. The Timmy James Show. You hear what the crazy I don't give a fuck. I'm Timmy James. I don't give a fuck if I'm thinking any name. I'm Timmy James. I don't give a fuck about what you say. I'm Timmy James. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. I'm Timmy James. I'm Timmy James. I'm Timmy James. I'm Timmy James. I'm Timmy James.
Hello guys and welcome to the Timmy James Show. I'm your host, Timmy James. Now, you're probably looking at the title of this episode and you're probably thinking, Tim, are you trying to copy the chick or the guy or whoever it was that did the leave Britney alone? Well, no, I'm not. Because, the title of this, I am going to call it, because, as you guys are listening to this, I haven't actually put a title to it yet, so, yeah. I'll probably use the title Leave Jimmy Fallon Alone, because that's what this episode is about. This episode is about Jimmy Fallon. Now, you're probably thinking, Tim, Tim, why Jimmy Fallon? And my answer to you is, Jimmy Fallon is one of my favourite comedians slash talk show hosts, because I just love him, and not in a gay way, but like as in like someone would like chocolate. Like, I'm a Jimmy Fallon fan, but not a big Jimmy Fallon fan, but I just hate how the media treat him. Like, but there are secrets out there. Like, there's this guy. Never mind. I'll just read the article. Yeah, and then you'll figure it. Alright. And this article is on NickySwift.com. Also the creator of Hollywood Life. But yeah, here we go. Jimmy Fallon is the lovable king of late night television. He feels like the buddy you want to invite to all the barbecues. He's the guy who can effortlessly distinguish between funny and offensive. The everyman who bridges the gap between the stars and the rest of us. It's easy to forget that the self-deprecating... Now here, I've never heard Yes, I've heard Jimmy Fallon self-deprecate. Like, I've heard him make fun of himself. But he's not famous for that. He's just famous for being a lovable guy. Because like, I'm not saying he was the first one to do a Trump impression. But, well, no, hold on, he was. I'm pretty sure he was, yeah. Yes, there would have been others, but, like, I'm pretty sure he was the first. Because, I never heard about anyone else impersonating Trump before he did. He also impersonated Vladimir Putin as well. Even on the other show. He'd even support Vladimir Putin on, well, not support, I mean, like, play Vladimir Putin on his old show, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, which is now hosted by Seth Meyers, and it's called Late Night with Seth Meyers. Because if it was called Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon was, and Seth Meyers was still hosting it, that'd just be weird. It's like, hello, look, welcome to Late Night with Jimmy Fallon with your host, Seth Meyers. It would just be weird. But yeah, bridges the gap between the stars and the rest of us. It's easy to forget that the self-deprecating host of The Tonight Show is rich and famous too. And beneath his well-tailored suit and grin, Fallon has a darker, rougher, more troubled side. I'm a huge, like I just said, I'm a huge Jimmy Fallon fan. Now, I don't watch The Tonight Show every night, because I'm not really watching TV every night. If I was watching TV every night, I'd watch The Tonight Show every night, but I'm not. Because they got The Tonight Show, they show The Tonight Show here in Australia, just in case you guys don't know. We get The Tonight Show on ABC2. Yeah, we do. We get Tonight Show on ABC2. So yeah, I would watch it, but it's not really my cup of tea to watch talk shows all the way through. I just like watching the best bits, which is understandable. Like, yes, if it's like a real controversial episode, I'd watch it, but yeah. Like, I wouldn't watch, like, yes, I've watched a whole episode of The Tonight Show, but I've also watched I've actually watched a few episodes of David Letterman. He's probably the talk show host that I've watched, well, the late night talk show host that I've watched the most, other than, like, talk show hosts in general. The most one I've ever watched would actually be Ellen, because everyone loves Ellen. But yeah. Okay, just get back to the thing. I'm getting distracted because as I've talked about in the past, my mum's very sick, and she had a seizure and it just freaked me out a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some music on in the background of this podcast so I can concentrate. There we go. Okay. Now I can get this shit started. Alright. In February 2014... In February 2014, Jimmy Fallon... No. Okay. I was able to do it the other time, but I won't do it now. Because I'll probably put music... No, I won't. Just forget about it. Music. Just hear the sound of my voice. Yeah. Alright. In February 2014, Jimmy Fallon's Saturday Night Live co-star Horatio Sands, I might know who that is, I don't know. There have been so many Saturday Night Live people, it's hard to keep up. But what I do know is I don't like the new ones. Horatio Sands said the affable comic had a penchant for booze. And he said we were super functioning alcoholics. Definitely, Sands told Vulture. They say that kind of goes hand in hand with SNL. Some kind of substance abuse issues because it's so stressful you easily find yourself blowing off steam a lot. Which is understandable. Because that's why comedians get into drugs and all that. It's because it's stressful. It's not because they're like, oh, I won't try this. It's because it's stressful. That's because it is. And that's why comedians kill themselves. Because there have been comedians that have killed themselves. And it's not good. And I don't want to be another one of those comedians. Mind you, I'm not that famous yet. Like, yes, a few people around town know who I am, but like, nobody as far as Melbourne knows who I am. Like, yes, there are like a handful of people in Melbourne that know who I am, but there wouldn't be that many people who do know who I am. If that makes any sense to you. But yeah, I keep getting fucking distracted. See, that's the trouble with autism. You get distracted very easily. That's why I need to hire someone for this podcast to keep me in check. Yeah. Blowing off steam a lot. Sands didn't intend to cast a shadow on his friend, but as Fallon's fame continues to grow, an increasing number of folks had suggested that the drinking could negatively undercutting Fallon's super functioning abilities. Now, who the fuck is this Horatio Sands guy to go out of his way? Like, if Vulture or whoever, like, if any magazine or any tabloids come up and ask you about your friend, about drinking, like, yes, it is noted that Jimmy Fallon has a drinking problem, yes. But he still fucking kills as a Tonight Show host. And I'm not the right person to be saying this, but I reckon he is one of the greatest. Well, he's the greatest Tonight Show other than Johnny Carson. I probably wouldn't put Jay Leno in there. Yes, there are some people going, oh, Jay Leno. There are other people going, oh, he stole the Tonight Show from Conan. And he did, because he's a fucking idiot. I'm not happy with him. You're probably thinking, Tam, get over it. 7 years ago. I know. I'll get over it. Alright. Back to this. Alright. Okay, go to the next page now. Yeah, I'm very unprofessional and I'm sorry. That's just me talking to you guys. I'm sorry about being unprofessional. Now here's the part that I was reading before that got very interesting. And I'll read it all the way through without stopping. Fuck. I already fucked that up, didn't I? In April 2014, Fallon narrowly escaped a bar brawl in the East Village while partying with friends after the show. A spy told Page 6 that there was some hostility from some people at the bar. Jimmy was not the aggressor, but he was caught up in it. It was broken up, and Jimmy and his friends immediately left. The next night, the tab reports that Fallon partied until the wee hours at a different bar, ordering vodka shots for everyone around. A couple of months before that fracas, a former SNL co-star waxed poetic about Fallon's fighting skills. Yeah, we got in a couple of brawls, Horatio Sands told Bot. See, Horatio Sands again. Fuck off, Horatio Sands. I've seen Jimmy clock a few people. He recalled the time Fallon poured beer on someone's hat, thinking it belonged to Sands' friend. It didn't. When the guy the hat belonged to confronted Fallon, Jimmy just punched him. Sands said, he wasn't that hurt. He just walked into a tornado of drunken stupidity. Yeah, Jimmy could fight. I don't know where he learned, but he definitely scraped with the best of them. Or scrapped with the best of them. Alright. Here's my advice again. Well, not my advice, but I just want to say this. Fuck you, Horatio Sands. Fuck you. Like, if you were my friend and you did this, I'd never talk to you again. And I doubt Jimmy's still talking to you. But he's a nice guy. Like, yes, this article is saying, oh, Jimmy did this, Jimmy did. I'm like, who gives a fuck? You want to know what first drew me to Jimmy Fallon? We'll stop the article for a minute. Want to know what first drew me to Jimmy Fallon? It was 12 years ago. I was 9. And we were up watching the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. It was me, my sister, my mum, and my dad. And we had taped it on VHS. Yeah, that's going back. Yeah, yeah, we taped it on VHS, and I'd watch it over and over and over again. Because I used to do that with stuff. I used to watch it over and over again. But, I don't like doing that now for some reason. Like, there are some things that I'd watch over and over again, but not all things. Like, I've probably seen Jay and Silent Bob like 100 times. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Or less than 100, I don't know, but I've seen it plenty of times. It's because I love Kevin Smith and that's one of his best movies. But yeah, so yeah, I was up with my family and we were watching the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. And Jimmy was the host that year. And I just remember seeing this guy. I'm like, oh, this guy's really cool. Like, he was really funny too. Like, if you remember, you'll see, like, you can find him on YouTube, the Star Wars, he did like a Star Wars parody where they edited the scene from Revenge of the Sith. They edited a scene from Revenge of the Sith, and instead of Hayden Christensen, it was Jimmy Fallon as Anakin. And it was fucking funny. I would play the audio for you, but it's better to see it. So just type in Jimmy Fallon's Star Wars parody and you'll find it. Because it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I just remember, I remember almost everything about that. About the 2005 MTV Movie Awards, because they were my favourite movie awards. Well, not my favourite movie awards, but that was my favourite award show that I've ever watched. That and the 2006 Grammy Awards. And I'll talk about this quickly in memory of Chester Bennington. Now, back in 2006, I wasn't a big Linkin Park fan. Yes, I had heard some of their songs, and the one that I liked the most was Numb. Like, what? And Numb Encore featuring Jay-Z, you know. What the hell are you waiting for? And, yeah, I like that. I loved it. But, yeah, and I remember around that time, me and my friend Caleb, like, he had got a Linkin Park CD that came with a DVD. And it was like a concert sort of thing. And yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly, but anyway, I'm not meaning to disgrace the memory of Chester Bennington, but so I just remember. Alright, we'll talk about the 2006 Grammy Awards because Chester Bennington is a key part to this story. Alright. I'll just paint this picture for you. I'm sitting at home with Mum, we're watching it on TV. My dad and my sister had gone away for a while. And it was just me and my mum. Now, we were watching the Grammys. And as I am now, as I was back then, a huge Beatles fan. Huge Beatles fan. And if you guys remember the 2006 Grammy Awards, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. Alright, so Chester's on stage with Jay-Z and the other members of Linkin Park. I think Linkin Park would do it. I don't know. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really a big Linkin Park fan, but I just want to tell this story. So Chester's on stage with Jay-Z and they're singing Numb Encore. And Jay-Z is rapping and all that. And then they changed the beat. Like, they changed the beat and it sounds familiar. It's like, doo, 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 doo. And I didn't recognise the tune, but at that time, but I recognised the song that he sung next. He sung Yesterday. And then I heard his voice. I'm about to cry, but whatever. I won't cry, but I heard his voice. I hear his voice, and I'm going to see this voice in December. I heard this voice, like Chester was singing yesterday, and then all of a sudden when it gets to suddenly, I hear a familiar voice go, suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be, there's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Yep, it was Paul McCartney. It was Chester, Jay-Z, and Paul McCartney. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget watching that on TV. Just like I'll never forget the MTV Movie Awards and Jimmy Fallon, which is what I was originally talking about. So, alright, sorry for being insensitive. Alright, so rest in peace, Chester Bennington. You're a good bloke. Even though you had some hard times. Yeah, okay, we'll get back to the article now. I know, it's a weird segue. I'm probably going to have to cut this in two parts. It's in two parts. Alright. Ratio stands 12 volt. Vulture. Yeah, alright. Alright. While it is no secret that Fallon likes to unwind after work, his secret penchant for winding up could land him in hot water. A narrow escape one night may lead to a personal and professional knockout the next time. Ooh. See, that just makes you want to read more. Fallon's recent injuries read like those of a toddler hyped up on Mountain Dew. You guys are probably going to know what I'm talking about because it was one of the biggest stories ever. Well, not one of the biggest stories, but it was big, really big. But it was big in my eyes because I cried. I thought Jimmy Fallon was seriously hurt. But here's what happened. He reportedly severed a finger in June 2015 when he tripped in his New York home. I tripped and fell in my kitchen on a braided rug that my wife loves, and I can't wait to burn it to the ground, the comedian told audiences on the night he returned to work. My ring got caught on the countertop when I was going down and stuck there and pulled my finger off. Fallon posted a Twitter photo of his bandaged hand, quipping drugged, #drugged, and #blessed. The injury landed him in the ICU for 10 days. Ooh. It required 6 hours of surgery. 2 months after Jimmy Fallon, after Alan hurt his finger, he chipped it. He chipped a tooth trying to open a jar of scar tissue gel for his hand. Fuck, he doesn't. Yeah, but this doesn't really have anything to do with alcohol. Which is weird. Because people say that he was drunk, but he's actually gone on Howard Stern. And he said that he wasn't drunk when that happened. Fallon injured his other hand. So this is why he had the other bandage. Yeah. Injured his other hand in late October 2015 when he tripped at a party with a bottle of Jägermeister. He just fell on it, and a witness told Page 6, "We all thought he did it on purpose." Why would you? Well, never mind. But you can fall on purpose, but he's not the type of guy to do that. I don't know him personally, but I don't know. It's just all very weird to me. Police on the scene encouraged him to get his finger checked out at a hospital where he was given a bandage and sent on his merry way. Right back to the party. Fallon later told Tonight Show audiences, "I threw a bottle and then I landed on broken glass. There were pools of blood everywhere." If you're keeping track, there was 3 more injuries in 4 months. And I'm like, what the serious fuck? See, I only found out about the finger. That's the only one I found out. I didn't even know about these other ones. Alright. Is it bad luck or bad behaviour that's tripping Fallon up? The New York Post reports NBC is worried that Fallon's drinking has become excessive. At work, execs have have not reportedly not taken action yet. Reportedly have not taken action yet. An insider said discussions about Fallon's off-screen antics have gone from a whisper to a chatter. Ooh. Sam Jones photographed. Now, is this Sam Jones, the guy who played Flash Gordon, or is this, or is this like Sam? All right, never mind. Sam Jones photographed Fallon and fellow late night TV host for a September 2015 spread in Vanity Fair titled Host to Host Sensation. In the story's accompanying photograph, 10 hosts are gathered together, all dressed in suits with a drink in their hands. Fallon is the only person sans beverage. Huh. The Jimmy thing was a little interesting because I don't know. I don't know that everyone got the memo that we were going to have drinks. Jones told the New York Post, "We ended up shooting that a few different ways, and in the end, he decided I don't want to have a drink in the picture." Some viewed that discussion as an attempt to cover up Fallon's drinking antics beneath a squeaky clean photo shoot. Alright. Here's what I don't get. Jimmy Fallon plays drinking games on The Tonight Show, but he doesn't want to be photographed with a drink in his hand for a fucking professional shoot. That's understandable. But at least have a glass of champagne or something. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's not really cool. Alright. Final page. A Tonight Show insider. A Tonight Show insider told the New York Post that Fallon's youth may be hindering him in dealing with the success of his show. There is so much money at stake that the pressure is enormous. Besides doing the show daily, they're looking for the next viral thing to hit. He has to do calls with affiliates and sponsors. He has no outlet. He's young. He's still learning. You forget he hasn't been doing this 10 years. Alright. You're right, he hasn't been doing this. They're right, he hasn't even been doing this 10 years yet. Because when he first got his first talk show gig, it was in 2009 or 2010, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, yeah. Alright, here's the last little bit. Ooh. If Fallon is leading a double life, he wouldn't be the first late night show host to do so. There's a sort of loneliness to being a late night host. Photographer Sam Jones told the New York Post that former late show host David Letterman, see, I knew it was going to get to this, was notoriously private about his personal life until a sex scandal and an extortion attempt forced him to discuss his problems on air. Fallon is a married man with 2 kids, so he may well be trying to preserve some boundaries between his personal and professional lives. Alright, I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. I'm Timmy James. I don't give a fuck. And bye bye. Yeah, the Timmy James Show. Yeah, the Timmy James Show. Yeah, the Timmy James Show. Yeah, come on. Yeah, don't fuck with me. Yeah, the Timmy James Show. You hear what I'm crazy? Oh yeah.